There is a reason you are here. Not a coincidence, not an accident of timing or an algorithm's guess. You were led, guided by a hand so quiet, so patient, that you did not feel the pull until this very moment. And now you are reading these words, and something inside you has gone still, because you know, somewhere deep, past the noise of your day, past the worries and the distractions, you know that something is shifting. I have been silent with you for a reason. You have called out to me. You have whispered into the dark of your room, into the privacy of your own thoughts, and you have asked, "Are you there? Do you see me? Do you know what I am carrying?" I have always heard you, but I did not speak, not because I was ignoring you, not because your pain was unimportant to me. I was silent because the words you needed could not be given to you too soon. There are truths that must ripen inside a soul before they can be received, and you are not yet ready to hear what I am about to tell you. But now the silence is ending. Something unexpected is about to enter your life. Not something you have been planning, not something you have been praying for in the way you think you understand prayer. This is not about the list you have handed me, the requests you have repeated, the outcomes you have begged for. This is something else, something that has been moving toward you for a long time, through paths you cannot see, through doors you did not know were open. You have felt it approaching, haven't you? In the restlessness that will not leave you, in the dreams you cannot shake, in the strange feeling that has been growing in your chest, the feeling that life as you know it is about to rupture. You have tried to explain it away. You have told yourself it is anxiety or exhaustion or the weight of your circumstances, but it is not any of those things. It is the vibration of what is coming. It is the tremor before the ground shifts. I have kept things hidden from you, not to deceive you, not to punish you. I have kept them hidden because you were not strong enough to carry them yet. You were not ready to see the full picture. You would have run from it. You would have collapsed under the weight of it. And so I folded the truth into the shadows, and I let you walk forward in partial blindness, trusting that when the time was right, I would lift the veil. Do not be afraid of the word unexpected. You have learned to fear surprise, because surprise has hurt you before. Life has ambushed you. People have left without warning. Doors have slammed shut while you were still standing in the doorway. I know. I was there. I saw every moment when your heart braced itself and still got broken. I have collected every tear you have cried when no one was watching. But this is not an ambush. This is an arrival. What is coming has been en route for longer than you have been alive. It has traveled through generations, through decisions made before your birth, through prayers you do not remember praying. It has been waiting for the exact moment when you were worn down enough to receive it. Not broken, never broken beyond repair, but worn, softened, ready. You do not feel ready. You feel uncertain. You feel like you are stumbling through fog, your hands outstretched, hoping not to walk off a cliff. But readiness is not the absence of fear. Readiness is the willingness to walk forward even when the fear is still there. And you have been walking. You have been getting up every morning even when your soul was heavy. You have been putting one foot in front of the other even when you could not see the path. That is readiness. That is why I am speaking now. Something unexpected is about to enter your life. It will not look the way you imagined. It will not arrive in the package you expected. You may not recognize it at first. You may mistake it for a problem, or a setback, or another disappointment. But I am telling you now, before it comes, so that when it arrives, you will remember this moment. You will remember that I spoke to you, and you will know that this is not random. This is not chaos. I am asking you to trust what you cannot yet see. You have spent so long trying to control the outcome. You have mapped out your future in your mind, calculated every possibility, prepared for every disaster. And still, life has surprised you. Still, things have gone differently than you planned. That is not because you failed to predict correctly. It is because you were never meant to carry the weight of knowing everything. That weight belongs to me. Let it go. I know you are tired. I know you are carrying more than anyone sees. I know the nights are long and the mornings feel empty. I know you have wondered if I have forgotten you. I have not. I have been closer to you in your darkest moments than you could perceive. My breath has been in your lungs. My hand has been beneath your knees when you could not stand. I have never left, not once. And now I am preparing to move. Something is coming. It is already in motion. It has already passed through gates you cannot see and is drawing near to the visible part of your life. You cannot stop it. You do not need to chase it. You do not need to manipulate circumstances to make it happen. You only need to be still enough to recognize it when it arrives. That is the challenge. That is the test. Because it will not arrive with trumpets. It will not announce itself with signs that are impossible to miss. It will come quietly, like all my greatest works do. It will come disguised as an ordinary moment, an ordinary encounter, an ordinary shift. And if you are not paying attention, if you are too distracted by your worries, too consumed by your plans, you might miss it. Stay awake. Stay aware. The air around you is changing, even if you cannot yet feel it on your skin. The silence before the storm is not empty. It is full of potential. I am filling it with purpose, with direction, with the momentum of what is about to break through. Something unexpected is about to enter your life. And when it does, you will finally understand why the waiting was necessary. You will finally understand why I was silent. You will finally see that the delays, the detours, the doors that close, all of it was clearing a path for this. This is not the end of your story. This is the moment before everything changes. You have been waiting for a sign. Not just any sign. You have been waiting for something unmistakable, something so clear, so undeniable that you would never have to doubt again. You have begged me for certainty. You have asked me to write the answer in the sky, to shout it through the wind, to carve it into the fabric of your days, so that you could finally rest. And I have not done that. Do you know why? because certainty was never the gift I intended to give you. Certainty would have made you comfortable, and comfort would have made you jinsy. You would have settled. You would have stopped reaching for me, stopped searching, stopped growing. You would have built your life around the sign I gave you, and you would have called that faith. But it would not have been faith. It would have been sight. And sight requires nothing from the soul. I do not want your comfort. That is why the signs you have been looking for have been hidden in plain sight. That is why you have missed them over and over again. Not because I hid them well, but because you were looking for the wrong thing. You were looking for fireworks. You were looking for miracles that required no interpretation, no surrender, no deepening of your spirit. And I was leaving you breadcrumbs, small things, quiet things, a conversation that lingered longer than it should have, a thought that would not leave your mind, a door that opened just a crack when you were certain it was locked. These were your signs. These were my whispers. But you walked past them because they were not loud enough for your impatience. I am not angry with you for this. I understand your hunger for proof. I made you. I know how the human heart works. I know how doubt eats at the edges of hope. I know how exhaustion makes you crave something solid to hold on to. I have compassion for your longing. I have never once despised your questions. But now I am asking you to look back. Look back over the last year, the last 5 years, the last decade. Do you see it now? Do you see how I was moving even when you thought you were standing still? Do you see how the people who left made room for what was coming? Do you see how the money that ran out forced you to depend on something deeper? Do you see how the plans that failed protected you from a future that would have destroyed you? You mourned them. You wept over them. You shook your fist at heaven and asked why I was taking everything away. But I was not taking. I was clearing. I was removing what could not travel with you into the next season. I was stripping you of weight so that you could move faster when the time came. The time has come. Something unexpected is about to enter your life. And if you had still been carrying what I removed, you would not have been able to receive it. You would have been too full, too distracted, too burdened. You would have looked at this gift, this unexpected, unasked-for gift, and you would have seen it as another weight to carry. Because that is what happens when the soul is overcrowded. It stops being able to recognize blessing. Everything becomes another thing to manage. I have been emptying you so that you could be filled. Do not mistake emptiness for punishment. Emptiness is preparation. Emptiness is the space where something new can grow. You have felt hollow lately. You have felt like something vital has been scooped out of you, leaving you echoing and alone. That hollow is not a wound. That hollow is a room I have been preparing. I have been sweeping out the old furniture. I have been pulling up the worn carpet. I have been making space for what is coming. And what is coming will fill you in ways you cannot yet imagine. But you must stop looking backward. This is the trap that has caught you before. This is the snare that has kept you walking in circles. You look at what was. You look at who left. You look at the opportunities that slip through your fingers. You replay conversations in your mind, wondering what you could have said differently. You grieve versions of yourself that no longer exist. I am the God of the living, not the dead. I am the God of now and of what is coming. I cannot meet you in the graveyard of your memories. I can only meet you here, in this moment, with your eyes open and your hands empty and your heart willing to be surprised. You have been afraid to hope. I know this about you. Hope has hurt you before. You dared to believe, and things fell apart. You dared to trust, and you were disappointed. You learned over time that it was safer to expect nothing, safer to keep your expectations low, safer to protect yourself from the crash by never letting yourself rise. But that is not living. That is surviving. And I did not create you merely to survive. I created you to thrive. I created you to expand, to grow, to reach toward the light I have placed inside you. That light has not gone out. It has been dimmed by your fear, but it is still burning. I can see it. I have always been able to see it. Something unexpected is about to enter your life, and it will require you to hope again. It will require you to open the door you have bolted shut. It will require you to believe that this time could be different. It will require you to risk disappointment for the chance at something real. I know that feels terrifying. I know that feels like standing on the edge of a cliff and being asked to jump. But I am not asking you to jump alone. I will be with you. I have always been with you. Even in the moments when you felt most abandoned, I was there. Even in the moments when you cursed my name and turned your face to the wall, I was there. I do not leave when you are angry. I do not leave when you doubt. I do not leave when you refuse to speak to me. I am not that fragile. My love for you is not conditional on your performance. I love you because you are mine. That has never changed. That will never change. And because I love you, I cannot let you stay where you are. I cannot let you settle for a life that is smaller than the one I have prepared. I cannot watch you shrink yourself to fit into circumstances that were never meant to contain you. I love you too much to leave you there. So I am bringing something unexpected. It will disrupt you. It will disturb the peace you have built, the fragile peace that is really just numbness dressed up in quiet clothes. It will shake the foundations of what you think is possible. It will confront the lies you have believed about yourself, about others, about me. And in the shaking, you will find out what is real. The things that are false will fall away. The relationships that were never truly yours will dissolve. The identities you have worn that never fit will slip from your shoulders. And what remains, what survives the shaking, will be the truth, will be you, will be the person I made you to be before the world told you who to become. That person is not lost. That person has been waiting, buried under layers of disappointment and duty and fear, but waiting, waiting for this moment, waiting for permission to emerge, waiting for the unexpected thing that would finally crack the shell wide open. I am giving you that permission now. You do not have to stay small. You do not have to stay silent. You do not have to keep accepting less than I have for you. The door is opening. The wind is shifting. Something is on its way. Do not try to guess what it is. Do not try to control how it arrives. Do not spend these last moments of waiting trying to solve the puzzle I have not yet revealed. You will know when it comes. You will feel it in your bones. You will recognize it the way a seedling recognizes the sun, not because it has seen it before, but because it was made for it. Be still now. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am moving. Be still and know that what is coming has your name on it. The unexpected is closer than you think. There is something you have not told anyone. It lives in the deepest part of you, in the chamber of your heart where even you rarely go. It is the thing you have been afraid to speak aloud, afraid to name, afraid to look at directly. You have carried it for so long that it has become part of the background noise of your existence. You have learned to live around it, to work around it, to build your days on top of it like a floor laid over a secret basement. But I see it. I see the hope you buried alive. I see the dream you stopped believing in because believing hurt too much. I see the prayer you whispered once and then never spoke again because the silence that followed was too heavy to bear. I see the part of you that still wants what you have told yourself you cannot have. That part of you is not dead. It has been waiting. It has been holding its breath beneath the rubble of your disappointments, waiting for the moment when the weight above it would shift, waiting for the light to break through, waiting for permission to breathe again. That moment is here. Something unexpected is about to enter your life, and it will reach first into that hidden place. It will touch the thing you have locked away. It will stir the hope you thought you had killed, not cruelly, not to torment you, but to wake you up, to remind you that you are still alive, to show you that what I have planted in you cannot be uprooted, no matter how deeply you have tried to bury it. You have spent so much energy protecting yourself from disappointment. You have built walls. You have crafted armor. You have learned to say, I don't care, when you care desperately. You have trained yourself to expect the worst, so that the worst cannot surprise you. You have become an expert at managing your own expectations, at lowering the bar, at convincing yourself that wanting less means hurting less. But it has not worked, has it? You still hurt. You still lie awake some nights with the ache of something missing. You still catch yourself imagining a different life, a different outcome, a different version of yourself that was brave enough to keep hoping. The walls you built did not keep the pain out. They only kept the light out. They only kept you imprisoned with your own unfulfilled longing. I'm not the one who built those walls. I have been standing outside them, waiting. I have been calling your name, softly, persistently, hoping you would hear me through the stone. I have not tried to break the walls down because you needed to be the one to open the door. You needed to choose. You needed to decide that the risk of hope was worth taking, that the possibility of joy was worth the possibility of pain. And now you are choosing. You may not feel like you are choosing. You may feel like you are simply reading words on a screen, passing time, curious but not committed. But something in you leaned forward when you started reading this. Something in you recognized my voice. Something in you cracked open, just slightly, just enough to let a sliver of light in. That is your choice. That is your yes, and I am honoring it. I am moving toward you now in ways you cannot yet perceive. I am arranging circumstances. I am aligning people. I am opening doors in dimensions you cannot see. The unexpected thing that is coming has already been set in motion. It is traveling toward you through the fabric of time and space, carried by forces you do not understand, blessed by hands you cannot see. You do not need to chase it. You do not need to manipulate anyone to make it happen. You do not need to force doors open or push against obstacles. You do not need to strategize and scheme and exhaust yourself trying to manufacture what only I can create. Your only task is to remain open. Your only task is to keep your hands uncurled, your heart unclenched, your spirit willing to receive. Because your instinct, when something good approaches, is to grab, to control, to ensure. You have been taught that good things are scarce, that opportunities are rare, that if you do not seize them, they will vanish forever. You have learned to grip tightly, to hold on, to never let go. But I am not scarce. I am infinite. I am abundant. I am the source of every good thing, and I do not run out. The gift I am bringing you is not the only gift I have. It is not the last chance you will ever have. It is simply the next chance, the next blessing, the next step in the unfolding of your life. You can trust me with it. You can receive it with open hands and open heart, knowing that even if it surprises you, even if it challenges you, even if it requires more of you than you expected to give, I will be with you through all of it. I will not abandon you in the middle of the blessing. I will not leave you to figure it out alone. You have been alone before. You have walked through valleys so dark that you could not see your own feet. You have faced things that no one else knew about, carried weights that no one else saw, fought battles in the silence of your own soul, and you survived, not because you were strong enough, but because I was carrying you. Even when you did not feel me, even when you did not believe in me, even when you cursed the sky and swore I did not exist, I was carrying you, and I am still carrying you now. The unexpected thing that is coming will not be another weight for you to carry alone. It will be a shared weight, a shared joy, a shared journey. It will connect you to something or someone in a way you have not been connected before. It will remind you that you were never meant to walk this path in isolation. You were made for connection. You were made for love. You were made to give and receive in ways you have not yet experienced. Do not let your past convince you that this is not possible. Your past is not your future. The people who failed you are not the only people who exist. The love that wounded you is not the only kind of love there is. The dreams that died are not the only dreams I have planted in you. I am the God of resurrection. I bring dead things back to life. I restore what the locusts have eaten. I make a way where there is no way. You have seen me do this before. Think back. Remember the time when you thought you would not make it, and you did. Remember the time when you thought you would never heal, and you healed. Remember the time when you thought you had lost everything, and you found that you still had what mattered most. Those were not coincidences. Those were me. Those were my fingerprints on your life. Even in the seasons when you felt most stuck, most stagnant, most forgotten, I was working. I was moving pieces behind the scenes. I was preparing hearts, including yours. I was weaving a tapestry so complex that you could not see the pattern from where you stood. But you could see the threads. You could see the small synchronicities, the unexpected encounters, the moments of grace that seemed to come from nowhere. Those were breadcrumbs. Those were signposts. Those were me saying, I am here. I am still here. Do not give up. You did not give up. You are still here. You are still breathing. You are still capable of hope. And now, after all this time, after all this waiting, after all this preparation, something is finally breaking through. It may not look the way you expected. It may come in a form you do not immediately recognize. It may ask questions of you that you are not prepared to answer. But beneath the surface, underneath the packaging, you will feel it. You will feel the resonance of home. You will feel the vibration of something that was always meant for you. That is how you will know. Not by the size of it, not by the shape of it, not by how it appears to the watching world. You will know by how it feels in your chest. You will know by the quiet voice that whispers, "This is it. This is what you have been waiting for." Trust that voice. It is mine. You have been asking me the wrong question. For months, for years, you have been asking, when? When will it change? When will it happen? When will I finally see the breakthrough? You have measured time against your expectations. You have watched the calendar pages turn and felt the weight of each empty day. You have wondered if I have forgotten the promises you believe I made. But the question was never when. The question has always been who. Who are you becoming in the waiting? Who is being shaped in the silence? Who is emerging from the fires you have walked through? This has never been about the arrival of a thing. This has always been about the transformation of a person. This has always been about you, not against you, never against you, but on you, shaping you, refining you, removing the impurities that would have made it impossible for you to carry what I am bringing. You cannot receive a season of harvest with a heart still clenched around the losses of winter. You cannot hold new wine in old cracked wineskins. The wineskin must be made new. The heart must be made ready. And you are ready now. Not perfect. You will never be perfect in this life. And I am not waiting for perfection. I am waiting for surrender. I am waiting for the moment when you finally stop trying to manage everything and let me be God. I am waiting for the moment when your grip loosens and your heart opens and your will aligns with mine. Something unexpected is about to enter your life, and it will find you different than you were before. It will find you softer in some ways, stronger in others. It will find you less impressed by the things that used to dazzle you, less intimidated by the things that used to frighten you. It will find you ready. Do you feel ready? You may not. Readiness often feels like fear dressed in different clothes. Readiness is the trembling before the leap. Readiness is the deep breath before the plunge. If you feel nervous, if you feel uncertain, if you feel like you are standing on the edge of something vast and unknown, that is not weakness. That is awareness. That is the recognition that something significant is at hand. The unexpected thing that is coming will require something from you. It will require you to let go of the last shreds of control you are still clutching. It will require you to trust me in ways you have not trusted before. It will require you to walk into rooms you cannot see, to speak words you have not rehearsed, to become someone you have not yet met. This is the part that frightens you most, not the thing itself, not the change, not even the unknown. What frightens you is the possibility that you will not be enough, that you will fail, that you will get what you have wanted, and then discover that you do not have what it takes to hold it. Listen to me carefully. I do not call the equipped. I equip the called. I do not choose the qualified. I qualify the chosen. If I am bringing something to you, I am also bringing the strength you need to carry it. The two come together. The gift and the grace arrive in the same moment. That promise is not just for suffering. It is for blessing too. I will not overwhelm you with more joy than your system can handle. I will not flood you with more abundance than your soul can steward. I measure every gift to the recipient. I know exactly how much you can hold. I know exactly how much you need, and I know what you have been carrying. I know the weight you have been bearing alone. I know the silent burdens, the private griefs, the losses you have not allowed yourself to mourn. I know the exhaustion that lives in your bones, the weariness that sleep cannot cure. I have seen you push through days when every step felt like wading through cement. I have watched you smile when your heart was breaking. Braver than you know. Braver than anyone knows. You have faced things that would have destroyed others, and you are still standing. You are still here. You are still trying. That is not nothing. That is everything. That is the evidence of the strength I placed inside you before you were born. That strength is about to be tested in a new way. Not tested through hardship this time, tested through blessing, tested through joy, tested through the arrival of something good. You may not realize it, but receiving can be harder than enduring. Opening your hands to accept a gift can require more trust than keeping them clenched in resistance. Letting yourself be loved can be more terrifying than letting yourself be hurt. I know this about you. I know that somewhere along the way, you learned that it was safer to give than to receive. You learned to be the strong one, the capable one, the one who holds everything together. You learned to meet everyone else's needs while ignoring your own. You learned that asking for help was weakness, that accepting support was failure, that letting someone else carry you meant you had lost control. That is a lie. It is a lie the world taught you, and you have believed it for too long. The truth is that receiving is a sacred act. Allowing yourself to be held, to be helped, to be loved, that is humility. That is trust. That is the posture of a heart that knows its source. I am your source, not your effort, not your striving, not your endless, exhausting labor. I am the one who provides. I am the one who opens doors. I am the one who brings unexpected things into unexpected lives at unexpected times. You do not have to earn what I give, and receiving requires empty hands. Look at your hands right now. In your imagination, look at them. What are they holding? What are you gripping so tightly that you cannot grasp anything new? What are you protecting, controlling, managing? What are you afraid to let go of because letting go feels like losing? I am asking you to open your hands. I am asking you to release the illusion of control. I am asking you to trust that what I bring will be better than what you are holding. I am asking you to make space for the unexpected by finally, fully, completely letting go of the expected. This is the moment of surrender. Not surrender to defeat, surrender to hope, surrender to possibility, surrender to a future you cannot yet see, but that I have already prepared. Surrender to the knowledge that you are loved beyond your understanding, held beyond your awareness, guided beyond your perception. Something unexpected is about to enter your life, and when it comes, you will know that it was worth every moment of the wait. You will know that the silence had a purpose. You will know that the delays were protections. You will know that the detours were shortcuts to exactly where you needed to be. Do not look back now. Do not second guess. Do not let doubt creep in and convince you that this is too good to be true. Do not let fear tell you that you do not deserve what is coming. You deserve it not because of what you have done, but because of whose you are. You are my child. You are my beloved. You are the one I have been preparing for this moment since before time began. The unexpected is at the door. The air is changing. The atmosphere is shifting. Something is pressing against the fabric of your ordinary life, ready to break through. It is closer now than it was when you began reading this. It is closer now than it was when you woke up this morning. It is approaching with the certainty of dawn, with the inevitability of spring after the longest winter. Open the door when it knocks. Do not hesitate. Do not check the peephole a dozen times. Do not ask for more proof, more signs, more guarantees. Open the door and let it in. Let it in even if it looks different than you expected. Let it in even if you feel unready. Let it in even if your hands are shaking and your heart is pounding. I am in this unexpected thing. I am in the knock at the door. I am in the gift it carries. I am in the transformation it will bring. I am in every moment of the receiving, every step of the adjustment, every breath of the new life that is about to begin. You have never been alone, and you never will be. There is a reason you have felt so restless. You have tried to ignore it. You have tried to medicate it with distractions, with work, with relationships, with anything that would quiet the ache. But it will not be quieted. It will not be silenced. It is the sound of something struggling to be born. You are in labor, not the kind that hospitals recognize, not the kind that brings physical pain, though you have felt pain. This is the labor of the soul. This is the contraction of the spirit as it prepares to bring forth something new. This is the pushing against the walls of the old life, the straining toward the light of the new. And it hurts. I know it hurts. I know you have felt like you cannot breathe sometimes. I know the pressure has built until you thought you would break. I know you have cried out for relief, for escape, for anything that would stop the stretching and the straining. But this labor is not punishment. This labor is promise. Every contraction brings you closer to the birth. Every wave of discomfort is a sign that something is moving, something is progressing, something is approaching the moment of arrival. That moment is almost here. Something unexpected is about to enter your life. And like all births, it will be messy. It will not be tidy or controlled or carefully managed. It will arrive with cries and fluids and the chaos of new life forcing its way into the world. You cannot schedule this. You cannot sanitize this. You can only breathe through it and trust that on the other side of the pain, there will be joy. You have forgotten what joy feels like. It has been so long since you allowed yourself to feel it fully. You have tasted fragments, moments of laughter, glimpses of peace, hours of contentment, but full-bodied, soul-deep, overwhelming joy, that has felt dangerous. That has felt like an invitation to disappointment. You have kept joy at arm's length, afraid that if you embraced it, it would betray you. I understand your fear, but I am asking you to release it now. The joy that is coming is not the fragile, temporary joy you have known before. This is the joy that comes from alignment. This is the joy of a life finally moving in the direction it was always meant to go. This is the joy of purpose discovered, of calling embraced, of destiny unfolded. I know you have been told otherwise. I know religion has sometimes painted me as stern, as disapproving, as more interested in your obedience than your delight. But that is not who I am. I am the one who invented laughter. I am the one who designed pleasure. I am the one who planted the capacity for ecstasy in your nervous system. Joy is my idea. Joy is my gift. Joy is my atmosphere, and I am about to fill your atmosphere with it. Not because you have earned it, not because you have finally been good enough, but because joy is what happens when a soul comes home to itself. And you have been wandering for so long. You have been searching for so long. You have been trying to find your way back to something you could not name. That something is me, but it is also you, the real you, the you I made before the world told you who to be. The you that has been buried under expectations and obligations and fears. The you that has been waiting for permission to emerge. I am giving you that permission now. The unexpected thing that is coming will not just change your circumstances, it will change you. It will strip away the remaining layers of false self. It will confront the compromises you have made, the lies you have believed, the ways you have settled for less than I have for you. It will hold up a mirror and show you who you really are. And you will recognize yourself for the first time in years. You will look at your reflection and see not the tired, defeated, resigned person you have become. You will see the original design, You will see the spark I breathed into you at the beginning. You will see the one I have been calling, pursuing, waiting for through all these years of silence. That recognition will be the beginning of everything. Not the end, the beginning. Because the unexpected thing is not the destination. It is the doorway. It is the passage into a life you could not have planned, could not have predicted, could not have manufactured. It is the entrance into your true story. You have been living in the prologue all these years, the struggles, the losses, the small victories, the quiet endurance. They have been the setup. They have been the backstory. They have been the foundation upon which the real narrative would be built. You could not see it while you were living it. You could only feel the weight of each day, the monotony of each routine, the ache of each disappointment. But I was writing. I was writing the story that is about to unfold. I was weaving the threads that are about to become visible. I was preparing the characters who are about to enter your stage. Every moment of your past has been necessary. Every detour has been essential. Every closed door has been redirection. Not the tears, not the waiting, not the nights you lay awake wondering if you would ever matter. Not the prayers that seemed to hit the ceiling and fall back down unanswered. Not the relationships that ended in wreckage. Not the dreams you had to bury. Not the versions of yourself you had to leave behind. Nothing was wasted. And now everything is about to make sense. Not in a neat, packaged way. Not in a way that answers every question or resolves every mystery, but in a way that lets you see the thread, in a way that lets you trace my hand through the chaos, in a way that lets you finally trust that I knew what I was doing, even when you did not. The unexpected thing that is coming will be the key. It will unlock the door between your past and your future. It will connect the dots you could not connect. It will illuminate the path you could not see. It will answer questions you stopped asking and fulfill longings you stopped admitting you had. Do not be surprised if it feels like coming home, even if it looks unfamiliar, even if it arrives in a form you have never seen before, even if it brings with it challenges and changes and demands you did not anticipate. Beneath all of that, beneath the surface, you will feel it. You will feel the resonance of belonging. You will feel the click of a key in a lock. You will feel the deep cellular recognition of something that was always meant to be yours. That is how you will know it is from me. Not by how comfortable it makes you, not by how easy it makes your life, but by how true it feels, by how aligned it is with the deepest part of you, by how it stirs things in you that you thought had died, by how it wakes up the dreamer, the believer, the lover you used to be. I am waking you up. I am calling you out of the coma of mere existence. I am pulling you from the grave of going through the motions. I am breathing new life into lungs that have forgotten how to fully inhale. I am restoring what the years of survival have stolen. You are not too old for this. You are not too broken for this. You are not too late for this. You are not too far gone for this. The unexpected thing that is coming does not care about your age, your history, your failures, or your fears. It cares only about your readiness. and you are ready because I have made you ready. The labor is almost over. The pushing is almost done. The final contraction is building. The head is crowning. The new life is about to emerge into the light. Take a deep breath. The next one will be different. You have arrived at the threshold, not the end. There is no end to what I have for you. But the threshold, the place between what was and what will be. The narrow space where the old life is behind you and the new has not yet fully revealed itself. You are standing in the doorway, 1 foot in each world, and the air around you is thick with possibility. Do not rush through this moment. This pause, this breath, this sacred interval between the waiting and the receiving, it has meaning. It is not empty time. It is the hush before the symphony begins. It is the stillness before the first note is played. It is the silence that makes the sound possible. I am with you in this silence. I have been with you through every word of this message. I have been breathing through your lungs, beating through your heart, thinking through your mind. You have not been alone as you read. I have been reading with you. I have been speaking to you through the words, yes, but also through the spaces between them, through the pauses, through the moments when something inside you whispered, yes, this is true. That whisper was me, and I am whispering still. Something unexpected is about to enter your life. It is closer now than it was when you began this journey. It is pressing against the fabric of your reality, waiting for the exact right moment to break through. It is not late. It is not delayed. It is arriving precisely when it should, precisely how it should, precisely as it should. You do not need to control the timing. You do not need to push. You do not need to force. You do not need to make calls, send signals, or manipulate circumstances. The unexpected thing is coming under its own power, carried by its own momentum, guided by my hand. Your only task is to be present when it arrives. Your only task is to have your eyes open and your heart ready. And you are ready. Even if you do not feel ready, you are. I have been preparing you for this longer than you know. Every experience you have lived, every lesson you have learned, every wound that has healed and scarred over, all of it has been preparation. All of it has been making space for this moment. You are not the same person who started reading part 1. Something has shifted in you. Something has softened. Something has opened. You may not be able to name it, but you can feel it. The walls are not as high as they were. The armor is not as thick. The fear is not as loud. Something in you has recognized that this message was not random, that these words were not coincidence, that you were meant to be here, now, reading this. That recognition is faith. Not faith in the sense of believing things you cannot see. Faith in the sense of trusting that you are held. Faith in the sense of knowing that you are not alone. Faith in the sense of finally, fully, completely relaxing into the truth that I am good and I am for you and I am moving on your behalf. In the days ahead, when the unexpected thing arrives and your heart races and your mind spins and everything feels new and unfamiliar, Hold on to this moment. Hold on to the memory of this stillness. Hold on to the knowledge that you were prepared, that you were warned, that you were invited into this transformation with your eyes open. I do not want you to be afraid. That is why I have spoken to you so directly. That is why I have pulled back the veil and shown you what is coming. Not to frighten you, but to forearm you. Not to make you anxious, but to make you aware. So that when it happens, you will not panic. You will not recoil. You will not shut down. You will breathe. You will remember this conversation. You will remember that I told you something was coming. And you will say, either aloud or in the silence of your heart, "This is it. This is what I was waiting for. This is what was prepared for me." Not because you are brave, though you are braver than you know. Not because you are strong, though I have made you strong. You will step forward because you will know in that moment that you are not stepping alone. I am stepping with you. I am in front of you and behind you and beside you. I am in the unexpected thing itself. I am in the new life it brings. I am in every moment of the unfolding. You will never be without me. Not in the joy, not in the challenge, not in the adjustment, not in the moments when you look back and marvel at how far you have come, not in the moments when you look ahead and wonder what is next. I will be there. I will always be there. I have inscribed you on the palms of my hands. I have hidden you in the shadow of my wing. I have called you by name, and you are mine. Now, I release you into what is coming, not with a wave and a goodbye, not with a blessing tossed carelessly over my shoulder as I turn away. I release you the way a parent releases a child on the first day of school, with pride, with hope, with tears in my eyes and joy in my heart. I release you the way the dawn releases the night, slowly, gently, inevitably. I release you into the life you were always meant to live. The unexpected is on its way. It may come today, it may come tomorrow, it may come in a week or a month, but it will come. It is already moving. It is already closer than it was when you read the first sentence of part 1. It is approaching with the certainty of gravity, with the inevitability of tide, with the faithfulness of the God who spoke these words to you. When it comes, welcome it. Do not question it. Do not doubt it. Do not push it away because it looks different than you expected. Welcome it the way you would welcome me, with open arms, with open heart, with the deep and certain knowledge that this is exactly what you have been waiting for. And then live. Live the life this unexpected thing brings. Grow into it. Let it change you. Let it stretch you. Let it challenge you and bless you and transform you into the person I have always seen hiding beneath the surface. Let it be the beginning of everything. You have my blessing. You have always had my blessing. You have always had my love. You have always had my attention, my affection, my relentless commitment to your good. Nothing can change that. Nothing can separate you from me. Not the past, not the future, not the unexpected thing itself, not even you. I am yours, and you are mine. Go now. The waiting is over. If this message touched your heart, if you felt something shift inside you as you read, I invite you to share it. Not for me. I do not need your shares or your likes. but for the one who needs to hear it next. The one who is still waiting, still hoping, still wondering if they have been forgotten. Your simple act of sharing could be the moment their waiting ends. Leave a comment if you receive this. Let others know they are not alone. And if you have not already, subscribe to this channel so you do not miss what I have yet to say. The conversation is not over.